It has been about a month, maybe longer, since I did a garden update. So I have to show you because there's been so much going on. It is so hot, you guys. It's been about 110, 112 here. So I'm kind of amazed that my garden is not fried, but we do have the shade on it. So let me show you. Okay, let's start on this side. So I don't think I had any eggplant before to show you guys, but these eggplants are so beautiful and these are ready to be harvested, some of them. So I'm gonna be actually harvesting those and roasting them up probably tonight or tomorrow. So look at the size of that one in the back. Still fireworks going on out here. So you can see back here that I actually uncovered this whole side from the shade because I got home from our vacation to Seattle and we had like this right here, the sesame plants was like pushing up on the top of the shade. I've actually cut them back even, but these are sesame plants. I will get sesame seeds from these. All these little pods will dry up and then I will get a whole bunch of sesame seeds from this. But we have tons of flowers in here, you can see. So I've been having bouquet after bouquet of flowers, which has been fun. Mark has been very excited because he loves habanero peppers. And there are probably at least 50 on this plant, but they're turning orange. So they're super spicy. He's loving that. So if we walk around this side, you can see that my cucumbers are climbing. The tomatoes are I have gotten no tomatoes, you guys, none. These two tomato plants are growing and there's lots of leaves, but no tomatoes yet. But we have had lots of cucumbers. So I love this. This is called a painted serpent cucumber. So you can see what they look like here. I will let this one get a little bit bigger because they're kind of like an English cucumber, but they produce like so much and they don't mind the heat, which is great. My peppers are still turning. We can see like that great one big back there, but they're turning red. I'll be able to harvest these in just a couple of days. My zucchini, I know everybody talks about zucchini being prolific, but mine just have not been. So I've got a few starting on this, but I coaxed it out of here because I think maybe it needed more sun. And I'm just kind of tied it to the little post here and I'm letting it kind of work its way out of here. But asparagus, there's so much. And then this bed over here, we still have our strawberries. I get a few strawberries every day out of here. I'll show it from this side because you can see it better. But I actually used to have some more like crookneck squash over there. I pulled that out yesterday and I'm making more room because the monsoon garden will be going in like a month. I've got a few things that I'll be adding in here. I pulled out all the carrots and the radishes. Those are all harvested. So just making room for more things. So other things that we have in here, you can see like these flowers are literally all the way to the top. But these are cosmos that you can't really see the top very well. But this one right here is a cosmo. They're just starting to get blooms on it. I'm so excited how those are going to look. The salvia, the blue salvia is blooming. It's been so great in there. The sunflowers are still going strong. So I've been deadheading those and waiting for the next ones to come in. So this is really fun. Both of these arches are filling in. So we've got the grapes that are growing here. They won't actually produce till next year, but the vine is there. And then this is my cantaloupe. I actually just ordered some slings that will help these so they don't fall off the vine, but these are like probably 5 pounds each. And I think some of them are getting really close to being done. So this one's turning gold. I think it'll probably be ready in the next week or two. But there's little ones still growing. I've got so many on here. They just start out like this little fuzzy thing. So they're looking great. And then there's berries here. This side is more of that painted serpent cucumber. So not really anything on here right now to pick or anything. But then down the line on this side, we have the butternut squash is doing really well. Look at all of these. They're like huge too. I mean, that's my hand. It's as big as my hand. So there's just multiples. You can see them all doing really, really well. And that has gone over. So yeah, the butternut is awesome. And I can't wait to have those to pick in the next few weeks probably. And then the spaghetti squash is starting to produce. So we've got this big one right here. And then there's, you know, smaller ones just in and out here. And I mean, but look at these vines. I'm so impressed with how tall they've gotten right over the top that I'm starting to weave them back the other way because this side is my watermelon and it has grown a lot. Look at that vine. It is just reaching up. And I have like a little tiny watermelon right there. And there's probably others through here, but that's the most visible one that I can see right now. But that's super fun. And then going over here to this last bed, you can kind of see everything going on in there. But these flowers are still doing great, and lots more strawberries in this bed. So lots of strawberries. Those are just getting bigger and bigger, which is so fun. And these cosmos are actually blooming, so you can kind of see those. We've got these green onions down here. They're taking forever. I know they don't like the heat, so the shade is the only thing that's helping them to hold on. So hopefully I will be able to start clipping off the tops of those and using them soon. But they're doing great. This thing, I have 3 of these throughout the beds. These are Mexican sunflowers. I will put them on the ends next time. They are huge. I keep having to cut them back. They're not blooming yet, but they are massive. I cut them back today because this little chamomile down here had little dead parts on it because I don't think it was getting enough sun. But still, lots of flowers. These dahlias have done amazing. More peppers. The alyssum has gone throughout all of these beds. It's been doing great. So anyway, lots of super fun stuff. I'm very excited for the harvest. The last thing I'll share is when I talk about a monsoon garden, monsoon kind of hits here in Arizona around after July 15th. So we got a few more weeks, but the temperatures cool off a little bit more during that time, and we can plant a whole bunch of new crops in there. So there will be spaces in my garden that I'm opening up for these other things. So I actually did some seedlings in my laundry room setup so that when it's time, I'm not starting from scratch with seeds in my garden. I will actually have transplants going. So what I have going in here, I have some yellow pear tomatoes. These have already sprouted. I just planted them like 5 days ago. And they're just doing really, really well. And then I also have something called ground cherries. If you're not familiar with those, neither was I. They look like a tomatillo with like a papery husk on the outside. And when they're ready, they just drop off onto the ground and you pick them up, and they're fruity and supposed to be really good. So I have 3 different types. There's one called Aunt Molly. And then there's a few more. So the other ground cherries that we have, so the Aunt Molly, and then we have a pineapple kind, and then we have something called Hanover. And then I also have shishito peppers. If you've ever had those as an appetizer in restaurants, they're really, really good. And then poblano peppers are the other thing I wanted. And then it's time for pumpkins, you guys. So I have these little mini white pumpkins that I'm planting that'll be ready in October. So that's super fun. The other thing that's kind of fun, I could not get sweet potatoes to grow, like get the little starts going for my life. Could not do it. And my sweet daughter-in-law had more luck than me in San Antonio, Texas. And we went to Seattle a couple weeks ago for a family reunion with them, with all of my kids. And she flew from San Antonio with the starts and had them in her luggage, got them here, got them into water for me, and on a layover. They had a layover in Phoenix. So she brought them and got them to her mom, who was here. And I now have sweet potato starts. I've been trying to get them ready for the heat in my garden I leave them outside and then put them in the sun a little bit more every day so that they don't get burnt, hopefully, when I plant them. We will see how they do, but super excited about those too.